Thank you.
Let's see if he's.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. So because Yosef saw from day one.
There we go.
Thank you. Because Yosef saw from day one, so again, not because he's asking twice, the second time is the problem. But he asked once, as Sammy says, everyone has to do a certain level of Ishtadlut on his level. But Yosef, now, let's look back now on the real story in the last 2 years. Sarah Mashkim and Sarah Ofim, we were raised as kids, as adults.
What's the limit of Hishtadlut? Like, you should do it as much as you can.
We need only 2.5 hours to answer your question. So the topic comes up many times. This every person depends on him. Sammy, I told them Rabbi Belsky was the Rosh Yeshiva after Rabbi Dad. He was the head of the OU. Rabbi Belsky, after 81, got an emergency. They took him to Maimonides, Joseph, and they right away discovered that he needs an emergency operation. So they took the chief surgeon in Maimonides for tomorrow. Then Haskanim of Hatzalah found out Rabbi Belsky to be operated in Maimonides. Right away they took the chief surgeon of Columbia Presbyterian, and with all the pressure, Jewish, says, ready for tomorrow. They come to Belsky, we have an ambulance outside to transfer you. He says, no, I'm not going. I met the surgeon, I shook his hand, I told him I trust him, I cannot do it. So Joseph, me and you run like a cockroach to Columbia. But Rabbi Belsky understood that my level of bitachon, he's a good actor, yes. Sammy, I see Sammy learns something nobody's having. Nobody, you understand? I wouldn't ask, I wouldn't think twice. This is my life. Rav Belsky lives in a different day. When it comes to bitachon, there are endless levels. And Yosef, because Yosef saw from day one the things in his life, he's being sold to a butcher, and he becomes the chief of the house and all the money in the house, to the point that even if the wife is accusing him, his master didn't kill him because he didn't believe him. They put him in jail, he becomes in charge of jail, yes. תשמע, says the Meshech Chochmah, תשמע דבר מעניין. Says the Meshech Chochmah, Sarah Mashkim is not the man who buys the soda and the wine, dry wine or sweet wine. He's in charge of Mashkim of Mitzrayim. Sarah Ofim is not the baker to bring the cheesecake or the Danish. He is in charge of the economy of Egypt. Hashem sent him a full year to private teachers to teach him. What did he do in jail for a year? They didn't read the upper
the cabinet members.
Understand? 2 cabinet members of Paro's cabinet. Yeah, you understand? This way, when he becomes the king, how does he not run a country?
Just like Moshe.
Exactly, Moshe. The Ibn Ezra says, he says, Batya Bat Paro adopted Moshe. Fine. Why is he being raised in the palace of Paro? She's a daughter. She has her own house. Says the Ibn Ezra, the man has to learn how to be a leader. He had 15 years he was tutored privately in the palace.
But the minister, they were only a few days or a few months.
That's exactly a year. It says a year. It says a year.
So how about the 17 years? How do you explain that he was there 17 years?
No one is trying to explain why he sat in jail because he spoke of Shon against his father. We don't like to hear it, but why did you tell your father bad things about your brother? Now, and a bigger...
I don't know how many years he was in jail. 10.
כתוב. We know. Sammy.
$8 years.
Ben 30. And at a different level.
You can't live in jail for 12 years.
But you realize it was not in a regular. No, it was not in a regular jail. It was Mekom Asher Asrei HaMelech. This is only the minister. There were 2 types of jail.
White collar.
Yeah, exactly.
Country club.
a much deeper explanation. A much deeper explanation is when Napoleon was capturing Europe, because if you know the history, his personality, every place he came, he made a party, and all the leaders, the priests, gave him speeches. But he comes to one city and said, I want to hear a Jewish rabbi also. I remember he must say, please, yes. This guy came to an old rabbi. It's not for me, he says, you have to come. Okay, he comes, and Napoleon says, listen, I hear. He says to him, Your Honor, you want to hear the truth, or you want to hear what I have to tell you, what you would like to hear? So tell me the truth. Shema, says the rabbi to him, why did Yosef have to end up in Egypt? Why did Yosef have to sit in jail? Before you start a leader, you have to know what suffering means. You have to meet the lowest of the low and know what is. He says to Napoleon, there is a reason why you are going over. I mean, remember, the emancipation, everything came from them. We are here for many, many years and we suffer. Napoleon liked it very much, but you can't say, how come all the politicians, Joseph, always, my grandparents, the blue collar workers, whatever you want. This is one of the reasons. Only if you sit in jail, you meet real society, not Sammy, you go to Albany, it's all right, call a bluff, man. You live in regular communities, you meet people. I mean, this is really what life is about. So he had to sit in jail to meet. Besides now, there's Sarah Mashkim, Sarah Ofim. So this is Vayini Ketch Shnatayim Yamim. Now, one of the big questions of the parasha is, why is the Torah telling us twice about the dream? But the Torah is telling us the dream, yes? Then, when Paro is telling Yosef, he's repeating the dream. That's how I Saper, Paro, Yosef, the dream. Now, the truth is, there's no time to go into text, but there are some differences that Yosef picks up without Paro telling him. Lemashal, yes? Look a second, yes. Look a second, 222. והנה שבע פרות אחרות עולות אחריהם מן היבור, רעות מראה ודקות בשר, ותעמודנה אצל הפרות על שפת היבור. So in a dream, he saw the second set, side by side. Let's read the story, he doesn't say the story. When he tells him the story, he doesn't say it's real. Look a second at 224. 224 and 17. והנה מן היאור עולות שבע פרות בריות בשר. This is what he tells him. ויפות תואר ותראינה באחו, והנה שבע פרות אחרות עולות אחריהם, and they swallowed it. That's it. Which means the Rishonim are saying, but if you want your length, look at the Netziv and the measurement Gemara. Paro is telling him details that he didn't tell him. This is why Paro gets so excited. Why is he so excited? Just because, this is the new, how do you know?
Because he filled in the blanks.
Because he filled in the blanks. And this answers a very big question. After he interprets,
the second one was missing. What was missing?
I'm showing you the text. It doesn't say about Talmud. Because everyone is asking David, after he finishes interpreting, I'm giving you advice. I didn't ask you for advice. This is the advice. You know why you didn't tell me? You didn't tell me this part, but the reason they sit.
What part did you Yosef catch? Which part?
No, הוא אומר לו, לא, ואתה ירא פרעה, איש נבון וחכם. The reason why you saw in the real dream, they are standing near each other, because the Shevash good years have to make a Roshem, and the 7 bad years. This is what Paro hears from Yosef, parts that he didn't tell him. I mean, the way the Rishonim say it, or Chazal say, says, yes, I remember I saw it. When he's telling him the story, he omitted. This is the way. This is probably the real answer why the Torah is writing it this way. But the Sfat Emet says, the second Chalom, which means the second set, is to me and you. Everyone in his life has to know that there are 7 good years and 7 bad. Not numbers of 7. Each one of us knows that certain parts of our lives are amazing, and then we have to learn to take care of the bad years with the good years. I told you this is a what? It's not in it.
He doesn't mean literally 7. It means there's going to be a tickle
Fine.
of good.
That's what the Rebbe
Love
said,
that.
that's 7, it's not the number 7.
Obviously, I told you, but it's a very good mashal. Remember the mashal happens to with Chanukah. You can say it in your house. Remember, it's a metaphor. A young couple have one daughter only. Obviously, they love her very much. And, Chanukah comes, and the first day of Chanukah, the parents give the daughter. Meantime, the second, third, fourth day, the girl doesn't give anything back. The husband says to his wife, she says to him, on the 8th day, she has a very special gift for you. On the 8th day, the father cannot wait. She takes out a big box. He opens it, it's an empty box.
The door gives the phone.
So, what's that? It says, every day when you go to walk, me and mommy throw your kisses. And you throw kisses. Took all the kisses.
Wow.
Only a babe can say that's the biggest gift you ever gave. And he puts the box in a special place. A few months later, whatever you want to put in the story, unfortunately, she gets very sick. Then she dies. Every time the parents have a problem and pressure, they open the box. This is the 7 good years and 7 bad years. Yes.
Rabbi Prague.
I said you. No, but I asked Rav Eliach once. His wife was brilliant. You remember Professor Eliach when she was out. She was 9 years. I mean, I came to his house many times. She looks at me and she doesn't
know.
She doesn't recognize him.
Nothing.
That he's doing sometimes. So I asked him once, but what gives you the strength? He says to me, I went to Yeshivat Hebron. I had 3 years. I mean, I told him, Mashal, of course, I'm going to tell you, this is my box. Oh, no, I went to Yeshiva, Shamati, how you look at life from a different point of view. It's very difficult. I asked him,
Rabbi Prague.
Yes.
That's the davening in the Ne'ilah, Shetasim Demotenu Benot Chaliot. It's the same thing.
You know what he says? Part of the Tefillah, Ne'ilah, is take our tears. No, but this is very deep. This is very deep. It's a message to everyone. You have a box, a little box that you can take. This is what Yosef is doing. Okay? Yosef is going from day one. Yes, I see that this is my box. For later, when it comes to power,
He had the bad box before the good box.
Correct. But in the bad box,
Maybe
he saw many kisses.
It was 10 years here. He was seeming like he was left alone. So he thought maybe I did an avera, maybe I did.
But you have to realize again, not maybe, he knew that when he came to his father and told about his brothers, he was wrong. It doesn't matter. He had the guts to look into himself and to identify. By the brothers, it took them 22 years. Look a second. Look at the brothers.
10 years for 10 people we spoke.
This is what they say. Yeah.
But the Torah says evil. He did evil thing to his brother. Like
me and you do the same, but we don't call it evil. Evil means you speak bad word. You say bad things about your brother. Why don't you talk to your brother? Talk to him. You have to run to your father. Now, of course, they are 100% wrong. And the Chafetz Chaim pages to show that each one of the brothers paid heavily for what they did. Yes? Each one of them. Look a second. When Yosef is accusing them, look at page. Before. Look at 236. Look at 236. David, what are they saying, David? After they are being accused, and after they're sitting 3 days in jail, and after they hear that Shimon stays here, you go back to us. Oh, God, no. אבל אשמים אנחנו,
But they seem like they're more regretting that when he appealed to them, they didn't react.
שראינו צרת נפשו. What Rani is saying, this is Sforno. The Sforno says, even when they regret,
They didn't say they were wrong. They just
even if
didn't
they
respond
regret,
to
they're
his
not saying
pleas.
we shouldn't have sold it.
It wasn't a full admission.
How
of guilt.
can we see him crying and begging and they're not? Vayomer Reuven,
I told you so.
Yeah.
Vayan, now what is Reuven? It's a game.
Yeah, what is
They're
he
blaming
doing? I
each
told
other?
you so. I told
Shmai
you so.
Zayov. Only Briz can say it. It says the Meir Soloveitchik. The way they speak is basically they're saying, we don't have to regret, of course, in 22 years of pain
Yeah.
to our father, but we still believe that he was a threat. How can we not? Says Reuven, I told you from day one that you're wrong. If I told you from day one means the sale of our brother is wrong. So now we have to repent,
That's what
not only on selling him, is not only
would
for
think
like listening to his cries, for all the pain that we did to our brother.
So that was Reuven's comment to them. Do we know that they accepted it?
They hear it.
They
Now,
hear it.
the reason we know that Reuven was held to a different, when Yaakov is refusing to send Binyamin, who is the first one to approach him? It's Reuven. Why Reuven? Reuven says, I know nothing will happen to me. We are punished for the story of Yosef. I was not part of it.
Yeah.
I said what Yosef.
Nice.
From day one, I was the one that says, don't do it. So if anything will happen, if we are punished for what we did to Yosef,
But he went along with
now,
it.
of course
no?
he cannot tell it to his father because
Yeah,
his father
sure.
doesn't know. But this is why he volunteers the first one, and
So Be'emet,
Yaakov is pushing it away until Yehuda says, I am.
so Be'emet, the question is, why did Reuven have to suffer that in Egypt, back and forth? He wasn't really part of it. He wanted to save Yosef's life. So
He
why was-
looks on it that he is punished for his role by changing the beds or whatever he
Yeah,
did.
yeah. as long as-
See, but the real question, Sam, think about it. A young man is sitting in jail for 12 years. Within seconds, Vayiritzu, look at him, Vayiritzu means, hurry, yes. So no, I have to take a haircut, okay, they give me a haircut, change clothes, and right away,
Right away, what?
and right-
he's not shivering, he's not moving. God, איך זה יכול להיות? זה לא יכול להיות. The answer is, I mean, the real, even when he was in jail, he was Yosef. He was not a man in jail that is thinking negatively all day. Yosef understood that he's on his way to a mission. I don't know what the end is. There's no other way to explain it. If you want to see, Larry Lucas said, it's a Pelagadol. Look at
This
it.
is a long time now. To expect
The answer
know
is,
something.
Chacham, the answer is Yosef. We are afraid to think that there are people like that. The Maharam Rutenberg was the rabbi of the Rosh. He was, so to say, the chief rabbi in Europe. The Duke put him in jail and he told the Jews, give $1 million and take him out. They decided to raise the money. He says, don't raise the money. He died in jail after 5. What did he do in jail? It's not an American jail. You have a gym, you have 3 meals a day, you have doctors there. He wrote certain things to כתבתי jail. If it's really, if it's part of your life, for us, you're right. Chas v'shalom, any of us who go to jail, but it shows that Yosef, right, דבר פלא, look a second. After Paro is getting excited, look carefully, look at 228. פסוק ל"ט. This is a real פשט in פסוק. ויאמר פרעה אל יוסף, אחרי יודיע אלוקים אותך את כל זאת. אין עוון וחכם כמוך, אבל אתה תהיה על ביתי ועל פיך אישה כל עמי. He gives him all the power, yes? Now, מה זה עוד פעם? ויאמר פרעה אל יוסף, ראה נתתי אותך על כל ארץ מצרים. And he gives him the ring, yes? Yes? Look at פסוק מ"ד again. ויאמר פרעה אל יוסף, ויאמר פרעה אל יוסף, אני פרעה, כן? What is he saying it again? סיסם? לארי, יש לך שם מישהו אומר משהו, זה קושייה עצמה. לא, ויאמר פרעה אל יוסף, אני פרעה. You know the comment they just say? Paro expects Yosef to start to scream from excitement. The guy is cool. Exactly. How is it? Which means he's telling him, are you aware what I'm telling you? This is Yosef. If you want to understand the portrait of a great man, this is it.
Stay even.
No, but he expected Yosef to start to scream. Remember, an hour ago you are in jail. Now you are becoming the most powerful man. I mean, he's the longest Jewish king for 80 years.
מה זה אברך? In English they don't translate it.
נכון, אברך זה אב רך. אב רך.
אב וכך כמו רך בשנים.
חוכמה ורב בשנים.
Avrech means knee, no? To bend the knee. Everybody
זה
can bend
ברך,
it.
אחד תקרא הכל ברך.
So when they say Avrech, they're not saying everybody should bend the knee to him.
Okay.
Now why is it?
What's the story with the Anmatayat Me'avet Alena Kituvim on the Avrech? I'm not sure.
אבא למלכה.
Which pasuk?
Avrech. Rashi.
Is it
Dibra
pasuk?
Agada.
Which pasuk?
Memdu.
No, look at the Rashi pasuk מבדימה לאברך, כתרגומו, דין.
Abba Lemam.
What is the תרגומו, Ricky? Say, this one, Abba, this second to the king. כך בלשון ארמי מלך, אוקיי? ודברי אגדה, דרש רבי יהודה, אברך זה יוסף, שהוא אב בחוכמה ורח בשנים. אמר לו רבי יוסי, עד מתי אתה מעוות עלינו את הכתובים? You're not teaching us the פסוקים the right way. אין אברך אלא לשון ברכה. So we have three interpretations. The first one is in Aramaic. Second to the king. אין אברך אלא לשון ברכיים. שהכל יהיו נכנסים ויוצאים תחת ידו. David, this is what you said. This is what David said. שהכל יהיו נכנסים ויוצאים and everyone. Why is it important to us to know that Paro gave him a new name? Remember, if you really read the story as one unit, every detail of the story is part of the narrative. Imagine that his name remains Yosef. He's a white man in a dark society, coming from jail.
His name is Yosef.
Yosef. I mean, the minute the brothers are going to him, they'll go right away to him.
Oh.
As they came in, for me, there is a new king. No. Who is the new king? Otherwise, you don't understand the story.
We lose the drama, yeah.
No, but you understand, everyone knows Joseph, but the man looks different. He looks different. Everyone knows he came from jail. And the brothers
hiding of the face. They hid Yosef's face. This is his brothers.
Yeah, but this is part of it. This is part of it.
So he says Beladai, he says, well, from Hashem.
So when the brothers saw him,
No. So this is the minute he appears in front of Paro, and Paro says to him, I heard you.
That's a big revelation.
For him, for Paro.
No, but he says, take on, he knows it's not him. He knows Hashem is guiding him.
So what I'm saying, the Chokhmah is he knew that he is guided from day one. This is what we're trying to show. As the flow of the story. Yes.
so when the brothers first saw him again, he's a white man.
So David, this is the question of questions. Don't you realize that everything he's doing points out that he's your brother? What's the answer, David?
They didn't want
The answer
They
is
didn't want it.
we can see the truth in front of you, but sometimes you're afraid to admit it because you know that it doesn't sit well with you. No, it happens all the time. You come to parents come, my son took drugs and
You never hear that, right?
no, it's not my son, mine. The answer is you saw a million times that something is going on, but you're afraid to look what was on. You have to hear it from a stranger.
Why does she Potifera? They went so far there.
Yeah. Yes, but the more money.
Why so far?
Yeah, because Rashi, what he is saying is, you realize that Potiphar really bought him for private use. Rashi has a problem. Rashi says in the beginning of the parasha, Rashi, when Potiphar bought him, look a second.
What's Simon's question?
In a minute, so why is Rashi saying here on Potiphar? Look a second.
Potifera first. She says because he married a Potifera. This guy is Potifar.
Oh, yeah, why is Rashi?
And Potifar.
Listen.
Can't hear the rabbi.
Listen a minute.
So it's the same paro that put him to jail.
Look a second at 206. Look at 206. 7. Look at 206. The first time that we bump into Potiphar is 206. והמדיינים מכרו אותו על מצרים לפוטיפר, סריס פרעה. You know what סריס in Tanakh is?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, but
Look at the Rashi. Look at the Rashi. She says that he bought Yosef for private use, but Hashem, what is the Rashi? Yeah. Hashem. So Rashi has a problem. Yes. Now Hashem has a problem. Rashi has a problem. How come you even do it?
How come what?
How can you ever do it if he's unable to have a relationship?
Right.
Says
he has a wife.
Says no. This is exactly what Rashi has.
Adopted.
So either okay. So this is what no, but this is what pushes some of the commentators to say that she adopted. Or Rashi says that after Yosef is out of his control, he so to say got back to his. This is exactly why Rashi is saying it.
But is it his real daughter? They say it's his adopted daughter.
Okay, so there are two interpretations. Look a second, by the end of the parasha, we never pay attention to the last. To the dramatic end of the parasha. They realize that they are in trouble. Okay? Now, Yosef is sending them home with Binyamin, yes? and Yosef makes sure that his goblet is hidden by Binyamin, yes? Who is the one? Vayomer Yosef la'asher el beito, yes? Yes, who is that? Look at 240.
Ephraim and Hashem, I thought something like that.
Look at 246. הם יצאו את העיר, לא הרחיקו, ויוסף אמר לאשר על ביתו, אשר על ביתו is מנשה.
Haish, Rabbi Haish is Menashe, right?
Haish was told by his father, hide the goblet, yes?
Yeah. Haish, but every time they say Haish, it's Menashe, right?
Right. Listen carefully, okay? Look a second now. What happens when they find the Gavia by Binyamin? ויקראו שמלותם, ויעמוס איש על חמורו. The Midrash says that each one of the brothers was smacking Binyamin. See, your mother stole, and you are a thief also.
Thief.
Yes, which means, ויקראו שמלותם זה מפחד.
גנב בן גנב.
תקשיב מה שכתוב. The Midrash wants to know, it's a Gemara, but the Midrash will tell, why from all the tribes, when the land of Israel is being divided, it's divided between whom? Bnei Reuven and Bnei Gad. If you read the text, at the end, suddenly, Moshe said, no, half of Menashe. You know what the Midrash says? You caused the split between the brothers. You're the split. If you want to understand the impact of causing pain to others.
What did he do wrong, Menashe?
Yeah, Menashe is the one that was hiding the Gavir. Menashe is the one that for the time being, I mean, can you imagine what they are telling Binyamin quietly? What did you do? They are unaware. I have to run. Shabbat Shalom, Chanukah Sameach, Chodesh
Sameach, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shalom, Rabbi. Shabbat shalom.
Ike. Good Shabbos, Ike.
You too, Larry. Great seeing you, Larry.
Likewise, be healthy, Ike.
You too, you too. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Chanukah Sameach.
Who's this thing? The head of these. The speakers.
מה קרה? What happened?
He's gonna.
Peace out?
No, that's the Senate.
Oh,
I mean, that's the state.
City council.
City.